Alright, so we got a lot of information to talk about with regards to the upcoming Sonic games, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and of course the 2022 game, which it turns out is called Sonic Rangers. So we're going to talk about Sonic Colors Ultimate first, and then we'll move on to the brand new game. But yes, a lot of things have come to light since yesterday when we got the Sonic Central event, which if you haven't seen my thoughts on that, you could check out the video with my reaction and my discussion. But a lot of things have been happening. So if you watched my last video, you know I was very peeved off at the fact that there was no Steam port for Sonic Colors Ultimate. If you remember, the trailer only had Epic Game Store, which suggested they took money to deliver an Epic Game Store exclusive and not put it on Steam either ever or maybe for a timed period of I don't know how long. It could be months, it could be years, you don't know. Well, after that video went live, people went and found the website where Colors Ultimate was on the Sonic website, and it said Steam, which led the Defense Squad, or the Junior Rangers at this point, get it, Sonic Rangers, like Junior Rangers, the kids on Twitter, you know what I mean, led them to go around saying, Prem, you're wrong, or this person, you're wrong, it's actually coming to Steam. But then I went to the site and I was like, I guess if it says Steam on the website, but then it was kind of weird that the trailer said Epic Game Store and no Steam, and the website said Steam and no Epic Game Store. And because I've seen this shit happen before with other games, I know that usually they plan it for Steam and then Epic Game Store people come in and say, we'll give you X amount of money to not put it on Steam and put it on Epic Game Store. So most likely they just forgot to update the site. I mean, it's Sega, right? They do shit like this. Lo and behold, they updated the site, removed Steam, and then put Epic Game Store. So yes, in fact, Colors Ultimate is an Epic Game Store exclusive, and I was going to buy Colors Ultimate, real talk. I was gonna buy it on Steam, but when they pull shit like this, I can't support that, I'm sorry. Like, even as someone who's not a big fan of Colors, I was going to support the game, but I can't do that Epic Game Store shit, I'm sorry. But hey, at least I can cop it on PS5, because they have confirmed that it will run at 4K, and I'm assuming 60 FPS. And they also mentioned refined controls and many more gameplay upgrades. So I'm assuming they're gonna give us more information on what these refined controls and gameplay upgrades are in the Summer Games Fest on June 10th, which I'll be reacting to on my non-Sonic channel because it's not a Sonic event, even though Sonic might show up for a minute or two. They also announced a Rival Rush mode, and it says, put your skills to the test and go head to head with Metal Sonic, outrun Metal Sonic to unlock rewards. So probably some bonus content where you basically race against Metal Sonic, which I'm assuming is gonna be piss easy, but you know, you unlock some stuff for it, so cool, it's a nice little new mode. The Almighty Tails channel have also found out some more information about Colors Ultimate, and it says here, Tails to be playable in Sonic Colors Ultimate, remix music and more revealed. In an article published by the Japanese magazine Famitsu, screenshots showing what appears to be a playable Miles Tails prowler were shown, much to the excitement of Sonic fans. And we can see the images here, they got like 4 screenshots, and in none of them can you actually see Tails playable because all the pictures have the character absorbing a wisp, so you can't even tell. But of course, when you look at the HUD, you can see Tails is in there instead of Sonic, so it's pretty clear that Tails is going to be playable. The editor's note, actually, it turns out Tails isn't playable. Apparently it's just some kind of player icon because they were able to find an image with the Tails icon with Sonic being the playable character, so rip that. Daddy Zuka's blessed us with another Wisp. The Jade Wisp, which was taken from Team Sonic Racing, has been added to the game. It will work essentially the same way it did in its first appearance. The character will be transparent and will be able to go through certain walls and objects. I don't know how that's going to work with the level design and colors right now, but they did mention before that there was going to be some gameplay upgrades, so I guess we'll see. But by them quote unquote upgrading the gameplay, that means they're either going to make the game better or they're going to make the game worse. So it'll be interesting to see which one it turns out to be with these gameplay upgrades and new wisps that weren't in the main game that are going to somehow affect the gameplay or the level design. Also confirmed was that a new game system for beginners has been added, as well as new items. I mean, the game is piss easy, so I don't know what they'll do in the beginner mode. I'm guessing all they'll do is remove lives, because they'll probably keep the lives in because it's a remaster of an older game. So I just call Colors an older game. I'm getting fucking old. But yeah, Colors had lives. I'm assuming the new mode just removes lives. I don't think they're gonna do too much with it. Maybe the new items is like, you remember like in Lost World, if you died too much in one area, it would give you that wing power up and it would let you skip to the next checkpoint. I'm guessing that could be some shit like that for the easy mode. Like, oh, you died too much in this yellow spring section, eh? Just skip to the next checkpoint. You'll be cool. And plus, if there's no lives in this new mode, then you'll be fine, right? So IGN, you got no excuse. I think the new mode is a good addition because, you know, there's a lot of people who aren't good at games and that'll be good for them. You know, I said with my Unleashed Remastered video where I gave my wish list, I said they should have a faster mode which is easier and stripped down and doesn't have the whale hog, just to appease those people who want that, and then leave the original mode intact. But anyway, moreover, the opening theme for the game, Reach for the Stars, and all stages and boss fights, soundtracks have been updated. It was disclosed that remixes of the original soundtrack have also been included. I just hope they still include all the original music. Like, I don't want them to be like, replace this and then remove the... I'm sure they'll keep the original, right? I mean, it makes sense, but we'll see. The Japanese Sega store is preparing to sell a merchandise lineup to... Okay, there's much. Oh, there's much, all right. Oh, there's much. A 30th anniversary package will also include an art book, a soundtrack compilation CD, and a limited edition collector's coin. All items can be pre-ordered at the Japanese Sega stores. I don't know if it's a Japan exclusive or not, these additional things, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, I haven't got much else to say on this. I mean, once we get more info on these new gameplay upgrades and how this Jade Wisp is going to work in the game, then we can assess whether it's better or worse than the original from a gameplay standpoint. We already know from a visual standpoint, they have done some weird lighting effects which look really bad, and I hope that they fix it. You know, they got 3 months, so if they don't think it's broken, then they're not going to fix it, but if they can see that there's an issue, then I guess they'll sort it out. If not, models will probably sort that out in like a week. Hell, Beats will probably have it done by the evening of. Unfortunately, I won't be able to try out the mods because they decided not to put the game on Steam, aka the most popular PC launcher, and I'm not going to forgive them for that. On to Sonic Rangers, and yes, the new game is called Sonic Rangers. It's not Sonic Zap. So literally everyone's been telling me, Prem, you have to cover these Sonic Ranger leaks, you have to talk about these 4chan leaks, which is so funny because usually when I cover 4chan leaks, people want to complain and screenshot my videos for clout on Twitter, but now everyone's covering 4chan leaks. It's cool now, it's cool. But yes, I saw the leaks last night when everything was going down. I just needed a bit of time before I made the video because, well, I needed to, you know, mourn the death of the Renaissance. I mean, there was never a Renaissance. I just thought there was going to be one. Now that I've accepted that there isn't one, I lower my expectations and we keep it moving, right? So how do we know the game is called Sonic Rangers? Well, they leaked it in their own press release. It says here, announcing new console experiences, Sonic Colors Ultimate and Sonic Rangers, further details on Netflix's Sonic Prime, mobile news, musical events, and much more. And this went to the press, it didn't go to the public. That's why we didn't see it before. But just like them putting Steam on their website for Colors Ultimate and not Epic Game Store, it was clearly a mistake. This article says, we reached out to the PR firm that sent the press release out on behalf of Sega, and we were told that the press release may either be incorrect or an old name for one of the projects shown as Sonic Origins. However, Sega has yet to comment on this press release itself. So their PR team decided to try and deflect it, but obviously it failed because more info leaked on Sonic Rangers, which proved that was the name. As you can see, fans dug into like the code of the teaser video on the website, and they found the title Sonic Rangers in the trailer. And you might be thinking, oh, it's just a working title like Sonic Wars versus Sonic Forces. Maybe it is, but people have already claimed that they played the game. One person posted about it the day of Sonic Central on one of these 4chan looking sites, giving information and stuff about the game, which you're probably thinking, okay, but that was the day of Sonic Central, of course he's gonna say that. But then there was another one from January 2021 on 4chan of this guy saying the game was called Sonic Rangers and this is what the game is about, corroborating the whole shit. And can I just say, I'm kind of mad I didn't see that January 4chan leak, because if I had seen it in January, I would have covered it while everyone else would have been too proud to do it, but now everyone's covering 4chan leaks. I digress, but we're going to read these leaks and see what the game is basically about based on people who said they focus tested the game last year. And just a reminder that they showed us no gameplay of this game that they've been working on for supposedly 3.5 years, but they were giving it to people to focus test, which means there was gameplay available that was good enough for people to at least focus test, but they weren't confident enough to show it. Reminder that these focus tests were last year, so at least basically 6 months ago, or even more than 6 months, and since then, nada. So we'll start with the later leak and then we'll go into the one from January afterwards. This guy says, Sonic Rangers is that new Sonic game, lol. I focus tested this shit last year, so yeah, here we go. Shit was rough, but hey, it's Sonic Team, so not surprised, LMAO. Open world gaming. Oh god. Ubisoft Towers with annoying ass Korok ripoffs? If you don't know what Ubisoft Towers are, I'm not gonna explain it here, but you can pause the video at this screenshot and read for more information. Story revolves around a human ghost girl thing, okay? Enemies, puzzles, bosses sprinkle through the world, beat puzzles to get orbs, use orbs to unlock portals. Portals lead to Unleash style levels, best part of the game, LMAO. So boost confirmed, as I was saying with the CGI, which people somehow found a way to deny that, but okay. Beat Unleash style levels to get level ups, XP system and skill tree, I like the sound of that. Circle thing in the trailer is Sonic's signature move called the spin cycle. You hold Y and run in a circle around enemies to attack them. Battling is boring, mash X to win. Open world unlocks over time with Ubisoft Towers. Boss battles are stupid easy. Music in Unleashed type levels slapped, but open world graphics / music was underwhelming. We played on pretty good PCs. And then the January leak says did a focus test for a new Sonic game called Sonic Rangers, which is an open world adventure game which takes heavy inspiration from Breath of the Wild. Did 2 demos, a 20-minute long exploration of the open world, and a final boss battle. Open world is populated with small enemies, puzzles, and platforming challenges. Completing puzzles, challenges, enemies rewards EXP, which can be redeemed in a skill tree. Skill tree unlocks abilities like the spin cycle, where when you hold Y, Sonic starts tracing a line behind him, and if you finish a circle, it attacks all enemies inside the circle. Lock on attack returns. There are bosses spread through the open world. Defeating them grants orbs. If you get enough orbs, you can go to a portal and go to cyberspace. Cyberspace levels are generation style, and the music goes hard. Beating them fast enough grants chaos emerald. So they're kind of like, both the leaks are like, these levels are like generations Unleashed style. I don't know if they're just using any game that has the boost to describe that, or they actually mean it's like Unleashed Gen's level of quality versus colors or forces. But I don't know how hardcore Sonic fans these people are. I'm assuming that they'll probably want to get people that aren't too hardcore to see what the vast majority will think of the game. I don't know, but I'm gonna take that as boost gameplay. I'm not gonna take it as high quality boost gameplay because I don't want to make that assumption, because getting my hopes up is something I'm gonna stop doing from now on. Exploration and combat was super boring, very button mashy, but whatever. New voice acting by Roger and no one else was present, so they're definitely sticking to the general theme at least. So no other playable characters. Wow. Now for the final, I think, boss. After gathering all the emeralds, you can then cut through a thick fog you couldn't before in the open world. Gigantic tree robot thing is the boss. Fly around it as Supersonic, utilizing spin cycle and other abilities, mainly mashing buttons. Can't take damage on a timer of rings. Makes sense, Supersonic. A ghost girl refills your ring count multiple times. Demo ended after defeating the boss. Game is still definitely early on in development, but it was rough. Not a fun time from what I played. So yeah, from the people that have played it, they're saying it's looking rough. Both of them said the same thing. I know the Junior Rangers will have something else to say, but you know, I don't know, like the ideas don't seem horrible. Personally, an open world Sonic game is not what I'm looking for, but this seems to be like a weird mix. So it's not fully open world because they're saying it has boost type levels in it, but then there's also like a hub world. So it feels like kind of like Taken Adventure 1, but on steroids, where it's like massive open world, like kind of Breath of the Wild-esque, but then it's still restricted in where you can go at certain times, with like the Ubisoft Towers, or even what they did in Generations, where they lock where you can go in the hub world until you do a certain amount of levels and extra missions and shit like that. So it's kind of a restricted open world, and then when you go into the main level, it's boost gameplay. I'm actually curious as to whether you can boost in the hub world, because if you remember in Unleashed, there were certain areas you couldn't actually boost in the hub world, but then when you get to like the stage area, you can boost. So maybe it's a case of it's gonna feel more adventure-y in the open world and then more boosty in the levels, some kind of weird mix. You know, I've always wanted to see adventure gameplay and boost gameplay in the same game, but this isn't how I would have done it. The ideas here sound a bit like I don't know if this would work for Sonic, honestly, but even with weird ideas like this, with great execution, it could be pulled off. I'm just not convinced that the execution is going to be that good, because you know, it's Sonic Team and they haven't shown gameplay, and I don't know if they're going to show gameplay. I'm giving them until like the end of summer or the end of E3 to show gameplay. If we're not seeing anything by then it's going to be another Forces in my books. My gut is telling me that the gameplay like in this hub world is going to be like, you remember those DLC levels in Sonic Lost World, like the Zelda kind of level? I feel like it's going to play like that. Like on paper, the ideas sound decent, and then you go and play it and it's like, okay, it was alright, you know. But again, look, I would love to be proven wrong, okay? But I'm not gonna go in and expect the best of the best after seeing these leaks, when both the leakers are saying, plus if they're right and there's no other playable characters besides Sonic, then, you know, it's a bit upsetting. But I mean, I guess the meta era is never ending, so I should have expected that, but you know. So I guess we'll have to wait, and whenever they decide to show us gameplay, whether it's this year or next year or whenever, then we can discuss that gameplay. I honestly wonder if they're gonna pull an Epic Games Store exclusive on this game as well. Only time will tell, but if they can do it for one game, they can do it for another. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about all of this. Are you hyped for Sonic Colors Ultimate? What do you think the new modes and the new content is gonna be like, the new level design? And what do you think about this Sonic Rangers leak? Are you somehow still not convinced that it's real, or when do you think we'll see gameplay on it? Do you think the leak sounds interesting? But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure to check out the non-Sonic channel. The link will be in the description. But that's all I have to say right now. So, Premy out.